G'day ladies and gents, welcome back to the YouTube channel for another nighttime vlog and all that goodness. Man, I haven't been riding my bike enough lately. It's been cold and miserable and I've been too busy driving around and doing stuff with the car lately to be able to get on and do enough bike stuff, because this rain has been killing me. The cold is one thing, but the rain is annoying, you know what I mean? I hate rain, and I ain't gonna ride in the rain when I have a car that's doing perfectly fine. Ooh, I love people who come out and do slow stuff in front of me, man. G'day ladies and gents, my name is Nathan. I make videos about motorbikes, and I'm gonna keep on doing it till I get bored of this stuff, and as you guys know. But I have a little topic today. It's a little frustrating for all motor users, not just bikers alike, but we're going to talk about the amazing, annoying reduction of speed limits everywhere. Specifically, I don't know if it's all around the world. I know Melbourne's pretty bad with this. Like, every time you go to an area that used to be like 80 k's or 100 k's, you see this lovely sign. It says new limit, and the speed limit is never improved. It's always, you know, taken down. Now, I forget how many motoring vehicle fatalities we've had this year. I know it's like 150 or something like that, or 160. Now, ladies and gents, they always go, speed is a factor, okay? Speed is a factor, but what they fail to realise is it's not the speed limits that are the issue, it's the people speeding in the speed zones that's an issue. Then they lower the speed limits to try and make it quote-unquote more safe, but we've got more fatalities on the road this year than last year, so explain that one to me. If anything, the lowering of the speed limits is not fixing anything besides pissing off everyone else on the road, okay? All they're doing is revenue raising, as we know, and even police have told me this. It's not just a conspiracy. I've been told by actual police that they're just looking for revenue raising. Victoria bleeds money, man. It's one thing that's annoying about our state. So they always do this thing where they like to increase speed limits, decrease speed limits, sorry, making it more annoying for the average motor user. And those who want to speed are still going to speed everywhere, all right? Don't think that just because they decreased it, that people are going to stop speeding. That's not how that works. People speed regardless. If they want to speed, they will speed. So all they're doing is annoying everybody, thus leading to more accidents and more problems and more money raised and taken from us. So it's a bit of a rant in this regard, I suppose. I don't think that lowering speed limits reduces fatalities. Now, I was a big fan of the idea of back in the older days, I think in the 60s or something, the country was actually speedless. And I think it should have stayed that way, because Australia is a bloody huge country, man. We're like the size of North America, all right? And our country is like 110, maybe 130, I think, in some states, but that's not much, or 120. Our highest speed limit in Victoria is 110, all right? It's very annoying. It's not much. The average freeway is 100. And as you go to the city, it's only bloody 80, because, oh, there's no safety lane. Like, brother, stop making it more annoying for everybody. Because the slower the speed limit, the more impatient people get, and then the more, like, minor accidents happen, and the more speeding happens, and the more impatience, the more road rage, thus leading to more problems. And, of course, people are more likely to be playing on their phones when the speed limit is lower. So, like, in the city, they made a street 30 kilometers an hour, which is ridiculous, okay? So, if you're going down a 30k road, obviously, I'm sure you guys aren't on your phones, but less speed means more people are more likely to play on their phone, because they can just look around, they can check better, but they're just going to be distracted more. And I don't think people realise, because it's all these bloody bureaucrats with their business degrees who think they know how to run a country. They keep making all these speed limits slower. All that does is increase the chance of distraction, because you're not going fast. When you're going faster, you have to be more on the ball, because the consequences are higher. You know what I mean? There's more likeliness of people paying attention that are in a 100k zone than in the 30k zone. Because when people are going 30, 40k's, maybe even 50, they're still playing on their phones, they're still doing stuff, looking out the windows. And then, as a motorcyclist, you're more likely to get rear-ended or anything, because they're just too busy playing with their bloody devices, you know what I mean? So I don't think slowing down the drivers and the bikes alike is the move. In fact, I think it's only going to cause more issues in the long run, and thus more chances of you and I getting caught speeding in places we shouldn't be, even if it's only 5k. So remember, in Australia, if you do 1k over the limit, there's a small chance that you can still get fined, all right? It's not a high chance, but it is possible. I think on average, it's like once you go 3 clicks over the limit, that's when they sort of get pissy with you. Fortunately for me, my speedo's not even correct, so if I'm going 83 in an 80 zone, it's still not speeding. So take that, YouTube. But the point being is, man, Australia is so anal about speed laws, and because they just want to take as much money from you as they can, realistically. They just want to rip you for every dime you have. They don't tax you on your income, your unrealised gains taxes and all that other garbage they're trying to screw us with. They're going to try and rip you off in every possible way when it comes to the motoring taxes. I think the taxes went up, as in the fines went up, actually. So you're basically just paying a road toll at this point. And even when there is tolls, where they shouldn't be, they still put more in, because They're greedy bastards sneak our way through here because we can. Woo-hoo. But dude, it's such a shame seeing such a great place with such garbage laws. Like, we really should benefit from having a speedless country zone. What they should really do is focus on building almost of an autobahn style thing in the, like go out to the country a little bit and then do an autobahn there as opposed to building trains everywhere. Because if there was no speed limit zones and you go, well, I want to go up to, say I want to go to Canberra, it's like an 8-9 hour drive, you probably do it in 3 or 4. Because guess what, depending on vehicle you have, I suppose, you can do it twice as fast, if not more. It's a damn shame. And man, I hate seeing other people get injured or worse because of these things. Now, I know on average, because you're slower speed, the crashes can be worse or better. Now, remember, slower speeds tend to hurt less, but I know, like I said, I was talking about that last who had that accident. She crashed at 50 kilometers an hour and she had bones sticking out everywhere. So, man, slower speeds aren't always the move, okay? It's not always as cut and dry as it sounds on paper. Sure, it might sound phenomenal. Slower the speeds, less impacts, less damage, less problematics. But guess what? Slower speeds, more distractions, more accidents, and as the numbers have shown, more fatalities. So don't you bloody keep slowing me down because people can't fucking drive. What we're doing is unnaturalizing selection. It's a damn shame because natural selection is important to stop the idiots from existing, and they keep making it harder and harder for the idiots to topple themselves. Now, I know it sounds morbid, but it's true. Unnatural selection doesn't exist anymore. So we get more and more these incidents where people get distracted and end up hurting other people, law-abiding people, mind you. So why should I be punished for doing the right thing? Because now you've slowed everything down and people are too lazy to focus on what they're doing and thus, end up getting injured or worse because someone else does too bad. They just want to play on their phone because the speed limit's too low. But, you can never say that part out loud because they're just going to be like, well, it's just because you're speeding. You go, well, no, that's not exactly how this works, dude. It's just because, I don't want to go fast because I'm following the law. But the person behind me is like, well, it's too slow and playing on my phone. Oh, shiza, there's a bike in front of me. Bang. Oh, no, he's broken, mangled, paralyzed, or worse. And you go, my brother in Christ, I did everything correctly. Why am I the one being punished? And you go, well, maybe you shouldn't have been there. And then somehow they'll find a way to blame the biker in this situation, because they always do. And you're like, brother, if you want to speed, you're going to speed, okay? It doesn't matter who and where you are. If you're going to want to gun it, you're going to do it. Like we had the crash recently on the freeway. There was 2 bikers. One guy crashed and his engine got thrown across the other side of the road. So if you're going to speed, man, you're going to speed. No speed limit change is going to stop this. Like I said, it doesn't make the roads safer. It just means they can take more money from you. So now that I've said that part, they're going to be like, well, of course we're going to keep it, because money, baby. One thing that's annoying is the government's supposed to work for you and the councils, but they do everything in their power to screw you over, which is a damn shame. And no one in this country will do anything about it. So all we're going to do is suffer with our lower speed limits, go slower, and end up being in a more risky situation just because people don't want to pay attention. Like, look, I'm going 60. This car next to me ain't doing 60. This is a 60 zone. This is my point exactly. If you want to speed, people will do it, okay? Now, if I'm the one following the law and someone doesn't pay attention, they end up hitting me from the back, pause, because they don't want to follow the rules. The only one who's losing in this scenario is now me. And I don't know how I feel about that, really, because I don't want to be the one that has to suffer because other people don't want to do the right thing. So, thus, in turn, if you want to feel safe sometimes, not all the time, sometimes you might feel like you're inclined to have to break the rules because now you don't feel safe following them, okay? And that's annoying in and of itself, because now everyone suffers. Now you're at risk of getting in trouble for doing something illegal, and you might get fined, and if you really go too fast, you'll lose your license. So in Victoria, you have 24 kilometers an hour is your maximum. You can go over the speed limit before you lose your license instantly. Now, obviously, we have a point system, so the more and more you speed, eventually you're going to lose your license regardless if you get caught enough times. But 24 kilometers an hour is the minimum, or maximum, sorry, you can go before you lose your license. So if you do 25, and they've done their little, they've adjusted it for like the 2 kilometers. I'm going to go down this way. I can't be able to go down that way. They've adjusted their little speed guns for the, 2-3 kilometers, give or take, they give. Well, then you're screwed. You lost your license for 3 months at the minimum. So now you're trying to be safe and avoid danger by doing a little bit faster in areas where you know people aren't looking and paying attention, so you want to get away from people. But now you've also risked losing your license and doing something else. And God forbid, if you have an accident while you're speeding, to a degree, I think if you're just doing a little bit of speed, it's not a problem. But if you're doing an egregious speed, so there's a thing called criminal speeding, that's when it's, they don't sort of help you anymore. They just say, well, you were going way too fast for the area you were in, so you can't do that. And now you're at fault for crashing. So if you're doing, say, you're doing 100 in a 60 zone, you crash, well, there goes all your help, okay? Now, I'm not advocating to do that. That's a bit silly, doing 100 in a 60 zone. But, like, sometimes doing 60 in a 60 zone, you feel unsafe because you can see the other drivers on their phone. I'm sure as a motorcyclist, you've looked at people at the lights that are on their phone. You've looked at people as you're driving. You can tell when they're on their phone, they're swerving all over the place. But somehow, if a cop comes by, you'll get in trouble because your exhaust is too loud. So that's my little rant about the situation. It's a damn shame that it is this way, and it's bloody annoying, I'll tell you that much, because all these rules where they're slowing speed limits down doesn't fix anything. It just punishes the rest of us who were not doing anything wrong. You know what I mean? So now we might get fined, because say it's a road that's been 100 your whole life, and you don't notice they've changed it, and you go to an area where there's no speed sign. So you go, oh cool, I can go 100 here, and then a cop's just hiding behind a bush, because the Melbourne cops, man, they do that. They hide in bushes, they hide in trees. They've done illegal things to try and screw people. Like they posed as window washers, which is illegal, mind you, and started fining a bunch of people. Now I don't know how well that went, because that caused an outrage, but that should tell you all you need to know about how the police operate here. And now I might get on a list because I'm talking badly about it, but it's true, right? They've done some dodgy things, which is a damn shame for the rest of us. But unfortunately, that's the joys of living in this country, and I can't do anything about it, man. So leave me your thoughts down below, ladies and gents. Give me your opinions, even some stories. I'll take those too. But that's it from me today, ladies and gents. Take it easy, keep it cheesy, ride safe, drive safe, rant about the bloody uselessness that is the law, and have a good one. Peace. Bye.